Hey everybody, Multi-Class Gamer here. We got ourselves another vlog here, another game collection vlog, and we have a cat too. And that's the whole game collection right there. No, I'm just kidding. So we're actually going to do something a little different today. It's actually not a console collection technically, it's my PC game collection, my physical PC game collection, although I don't really have much of a digital PC game collection, but we'll get more into that later. Anyways, we're going to go alphabetically for the most part for this, but we got some pretty interesting games here actually. I guess I should point out that I never really was much of a PC gamer, really. I would never call myself a PC gamer at all. I'm more of a console gamer. But I will say that there are some excellent PC exclusives out there. Not going to the fact that, you know, the whole PC master race or whatever you call it, master class, or whatever they like to say, you know. To each his own, that's what I like to say, basically. I will always consider myself a console gamer because that's just how I am. I mean, you can't get Zelda Breath of the Wild on PC. That's all I'm saying. I mean, like, obviously it's not my favorite or even the best game like ever made, but you get the idea, basically. There's plenty of games out there that I think are worth getting consoles for over PCs. You know, there's always going to be certain games out there you can't get on PC. So, anyways, I mean, I guess that's why people make the whole argument for emulators, but like, they're not really legal, or I mean, like, unless you already own the game. But I'm not gonna go too much into that. Anyways, the first game we have is kind of weird. I'm sure probably most of these will be either weird or something you're not expecting from me. Some of them will be, but like, we got some interesting ones here. We have this is basically a double game, sort of. We have Cartoon Network, Dropple, and Fast and Furious. So, it's basically two games based on the Cartoon Network universe, and well, the second one is specifically about the Powerpuff Girls, but the first one takes themes from like all these I think like 4 other shows, something like that, or 3 other shows. I can't remember off the top of my head. There's a lot more. Jeez, like there's themes of like there's Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. Like the thing is, like, when you first start the game, you see like a cutscene that's kind of like, it's very reminiscent of those commercials from Cartoon Network we used to see a while back, where they had like all the cartoon characters from, you know, from the Cartoon Network universe in real life settings, basically. Like they'd animate them with real life backgrounds and whatnot. Well, basically you get a cutscene like that, and it, like, just like those commercials, it connects the different worlds together. It's like a crossover thing basically going on. But you never hear the characters talk or anything, and they're not really the focus of the game. They're just a background to the game itself. And specifically to Dropple, by the way. I'm talking about Dropple first. And I think that Dropple is actually the main attraction of this game, because let me tell you, it's a really good puzzle game. Actually, it's a lot of fun. Basically, you fill like these drops up, and you have to fill them up, like, I think, because like there's varying sizes of drops, and if you fill them up enough to burst, they go flying out in 4 different directions, and they fill up or burst the drops around them. So it's a very addicting puzzle game. It's really good. I highly recommend it, and I'm sure I don't know if Dropple's like the official game itself, but like it's just a reimagining of an already existing puzzle game. I don't know for sure. It could be. You know, Fast and the Furious, I didn't play that one as much. It's just it's like a snowboarding minigame, like that stars the Powerpuff Girls characters. There's Mojo Jojo there, but yeah, for the Dropple game, you got characters background like Foster's Home Imaginary Friends, Ed and Eddie, Hi Puffy Uni. If I said that correctly, I hope I did. But unfortunately, I can't play this anymore. Like, I've tried it on all my PCs, and the game doesn't work. Like, I get a blank screen basically whenever I try to move on to the first level. Like, basically, it can handle everything except for the main gameplay itself. Like, as soon as I enter a level and start actually playing the game, it stops working. Like, I get a black screen basically. And I tried this on my 11-year-old desktop and my 5-year-old Pete laptop, and just to no avail, unfortunately. So, yeah, unfortunately, this game is no longer playable for me. I'm sure I can probably find it online and be able to play it that way, but I don't know. If the ROM doesn't work from the CD, it probably doesn't work online either. So, that's that, unfortunately. It's a puzzle game that I'll miss a lot, and I remember playing this as a kid when I was a lot younger. It was like, I think this came out like 2000, like the early 2000s. No, actually 2007, but still, yeah, I was still pretty young then. I was like 11 or 12. But yeah, it can run it on Windows 98 and 2000 XP. So maybe my PCs are too advanced for it. I don't know. This one right here, Frogger: The Great Quest. As you know, I have the PlayStation 2 version, and I think this is the only other version that exists, because this game is, looking back on it, this game is so bad that I can understand why it only got 2 releases. And to be honest, the PC version is basically the same as the PS2 version, and this is the one I had growing up, and I didn't play for very long. I don't remember hating it as a kid, but I remember just being so indifferent to it and be like, whatever, you know? But seeing Nitro Rad's review, I can see how bad that game really is. And actually, I felt it too, because like before I saw his review, I got the PS2 version, started playing it, and I remember thinking like during the intro cutscene, this is not good. Because you see Frogger, like it's not just the animation, but like his intentions are just, I can't relate to this character. I cannot vow for him or anything. Like I cannot relate to him at all. So yeah, bad game, not a good game at all. But this is a very good game right here. This right here is Plants vs. Zombies. I'm gonna be upfront with you. My inspiration to play this game was NCS. I watched his Let's Play back in 2011, and I got this, and then I ended up asking for this game for Christmas. And I remember getting this game and playing it. It's like basically for starting the last week of December, so basically the tail end of 2011, and I just now noticed that this is the UK copy. It's got the PEGI rating on it. How did I not realize that until now? I seriously just found that out recording this. Like, how did I not notice before? This is the UK version. I mean, like, it still works, obviously. Man, that is totally wild. That's interesting, okay? Never had that happen before to me. It's not the only UK game that I have, but still. Yeah, either way, Plants vs. Zombies, fantastic tower defense game. I did my Let's Play about it, you guys, so I already talked about how much I love that game throughout that entire Let's Play. And, you know, Tim was my inspiration to start playing that game. That's how long I played before I did the Let's Play in late 2013, so there you have it. Next up we have, okay, so the next few games are a series of games that they're the few games that, some of the few games that I play on PC exclusive because they're only available on PC, and I love those games so much. And there's also like a running theme of like where they're business simulators basically. So maybe they got me kind of interested in business running. I don't know. Yeah, it's hard to say honestly, but either way, this is a Rollercoaster Tycoon Deluxe. I actually played Rollercoaster Tycoon 2 long before I played this one, but so it was kind of weird, like having like all the, because going from Rollercoaster Tycoon 2 to this game, you see like all the stuff that you miss and whatnot. But actually, I think my first experience with this game was Yoshi Fan 2012's house. Cause I think she owns before I did. I remember playing this game for the first time at her place, or at least watching someone play it. I don't know. But either way, it's still a really good game. It's a classic, so highly recommend it. Although I'd more so recommend getting Rollercoaster Tycoon Classic, and that's kind of for someone who hasn't even played it yet. But I've seen, you know, all the stuff about it. It looks promising. We have it at the store, so I'm thinking of buying it soon, actually trying it out. Okay, so next up we have Rollercoaster Tycoon 2 Triple Thrill Pack. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, this is the deluxe version of Rollercoaster Tycoon 1, so it comes with the 3 expansion packs. Corkscrew Follies, no, actually 2 expansion packs, sorry. And the second one, Loopy Landscapes. And this Rollercoaster Tycoon 2 Triple Thrill Pack, which comes with both the VITS expansion packs, Time Twister, and Wacky Worlds. It's funny. It's got a sticker on it that says, "This box is empty. Please see store associate for product," which is actually something very common they do at game stores these days, where they have the disc inside, like kept somewhere else, but they have the packages outside. This one even came with the Rollercoaster Tycoon 3 preview, but yeah, Rollercoaster Tycoon 1 and 2, awesome classics, and they are the few PC games that I love so much that I would play them over console games for a little while, because they're just that addicting. So, not much more to say about them. I mean, like, someday I'll do Let's Plays on them, or at least, have videos on them at some point. I would never record them. I would never record them enough to consider myself like a Rollercoaster Tycoon gamer or whatever, because there's a lot of people out there, like especially Marco Voss, who does, apologize if I pronounce his name wrong, he does a lot of Rollercoaster Tycoon 2 videos. I highly recommend it if you haven't seen him yet. Although lately he's been dipping his toes more on Rollercoaster Tycoon 3 or just other games, because the game, just tire the game, which is understandable. It happens after a while. Okay, next up we have Rollercoaster Tycoon 3, obviously, which I ended up loving even more than the first two, because how could I not? I mean, like, especially, it made it as a... Okay, it was 10... I was 10 when it came out, but I don't think I started playing until it was, like, 2006 or 2007. Even so, as a 10 to 12-year-old, this Rollercoaster Tycoon 3 made even more of an impact on me than the first two did. Like, that, if that makes any sense. Like, I was more impressed with the jump, I guess you could say, from Rollercoaster Tycoon 2 to 3. There's a lot of difference. It's 3D, and you get to ride the rides. That was a huge selling point for me for the game. So this is Rollercoaster Tycoon 3 Gold. This comes with the first expansion pack to Soaked, which allows you to basically have water rides and whatnot in your park. And for some reason, I have 2 copies of Rollercoaster Tycoon 3 Platinum. Actually, I know exactly why. That's because I had a copy at my mom's house and a copy at my dad's house, because I wasn't the only person who plays games in my dad's house. I was... my stepbrothers played it too, so I have 2 copies of Rollercoaster Tycoon 3 Platinum. Interestingly enough, in one of the cases I have my Rollercoaster Tycoon 2 disc for whatever reason, so I don't know why, but yeah, I do. So I'm probably actually going to consider selling one of these copies. I might as well, since I have 2 copies of the same game. Like, why not? If I trade them in, get some credit for them towards a purchase at Game Store. I don't know. Either way, Platinum comes with both the expansion packs. The second one being Wild, where you can have animals in your park. So basically, you can create zoos in your parks in Rollercoaster Tycoon, which was pretty awesome. So, yeah, Rollercoaster Tycoon 3. Last time I played it was last fall, sometime last year. And I remember, I can sometimes I'll go through these spells where I'm into it for like months, and I can't stop playing because I'm creating a park. And I have actually created quite a few full-size parks, like without the scenarios and out of, not out of any sandbox modes, but like out of the scenarios I made full parks. So I definitely have to show those at some point. I think I showed one of them in one of my multi-classic or Mr. MCG live vlogs back in the day, but yeah, that vlog is no longer existing anymore, so yeah, I'll just have to show it again at some point. Okay, so obviously our next part is the SpongeBob Games. So, and obviously, as usual, I have them, arranged by release date. So first we have Operation Krabby Patty. I've done a Let's Play on this one twice now, since I revisited it last year for the SpongeBob LP Marathon. And as you guys know, I used to think that this was the first SpongeBob game. I didn't know about Legend of Lost Patch's existence until he told me about it in the Let's Play, so the first one in 2013. Next up, we have Employee of the Month. I picked this one up back in September 2014, my 19th birthday. And I know that because I was actually vlogging at the time. I was doing my daily vlog, like I said. And I picked this up at a, what's it called? Value Village, I think it's called. It was in Washington State. I remember that. Obviously, because I was living there at the time. But yeah, I think it's called Value Village. I could be wrong, though. Next up, we have... Okay, so yeah, Employee Month. As you know, I did the Let's Play of it last year. Had a really fun time with it. Next up, we have Battle for Bikini Bottom and PC. I'm going to save this for later because actually it's kind of important for later. But yeah, as you guys know, this is the next SpongeBob PC game coming up in the Let's Play SpongeBob Marathon after Battlefront Key Bomb GBA. So definitely looking forward to doing that for you guys. Next up, we have a game that was in a video recently, the SpongeBob movie game on PC, which, as I mentioned, is my favorite out of the PC games, and that currently holds true still. But also looking forward to doing this for the Let's Play. Next up, we have SpongeBob SquarePants typing. Yeah, remember Mario teaches typing? Well, this is SpongeBob teaches typing. And it's kind of fun, actually, even as someone who, has already gone through the trouble of learning how to type. This is, first of all, this was a lot of fun, like back in the day when I first played it as a kid. But even now, it's still fun to go back and play the mini games, and sometimes to type out the stories that, because like there's like this one mode of the game where you just type what's on screen, and some of them are actually like stories based on either existing SpongeBob episodes or completely brand new stories. So it's pretty interesting just to see those actually. And now we have the one SpongeBob PC game that I played the most growing up, and that was Lights, Camera, Pants. I had this growing up instead of the console version and the Game Boy Advance version, which is pretty interesting because, as people have told me, the console version is a party game, whereas this, it's your standard SpongeBob point-and-click adventure game on PC where you're going around gathering actors and props for the movie that you're making, basically. But just like with the console version and the Game Boy Advance version, you're still putting together the movie, and you get to watch the movie over and over again, but you can pick like the actors and props and stuff. It's really cool. Like, I highly recommend this too. Mostly the SpongeBob PC games I recommend, actually. Now this one took me very much by surprise. This is technically the PC version of Creature from the Krusty Krab, but it's actually called Nighty Nightmare. And your eyes are not lying. This box is freaking huge. This is the biggest box in my entire PC collection. And it's really funny because out of all the SpongeBob PC games, this one's the smallest. It's literally just 6 levels. 6 levels. They take like 3 or 5, 10, 15 minutes to beat at the most each. It's a freaking short game. You're gonna beat this about 45 minutes, and this is how big the box is. Like, it's very misleading. Like, I don't know why the box is so big. Like, I'm trying to, there's literally no reason for the box to be big. It's like, it's oversized for no reason. Because inside is this. Just a regular jewel case. Like, what is this? I don't know, I just thought that was so funny when I first got it. As you know, with this being the PC version of Creature from the Krusty Krab, it's going to be well before I get to this. But actually, this came before the console and DS and GBA ports. So actually, this will be the first version of Creature from the Krusty Krab I do, so that'll be very interesting. Because it came out in August 2006, whereas the rest of the ports of the game came out in like October or September. So, very interesting, actually. We're still not done with SpongeBob games, by the way. We still have Tooncast Studio. This is an episode creator, basically, but I'm pretty sure that's pretty exaggerated, because there's only so much you can do with these, with these simulators, basically, because, I'm already looking at the gameplay pictures, and there's no way that you could call this, a legit SpongeBob episode. There's no way whatsoever. See that crap? That is not a SpongeBob episode. I'd like to see people's actually. I wonder if anyone out there who's watched this video has actually had that game growing up. If you have videos of yourself making episodes of SpongeBob with this, definitely send them to me. Okay, I'd like to check them out. That'd be really cool. I'd like to see how people. Because it's gonna be a while before I actually get around trying this. I might try it for a Let's Play or something like that. If there is gonna be a Let's Play of that game, I don't know how I do a Let's Play of an episode creator, but still. Okay. Finally, well, actually, no, not finally. We still got one more after this, but here's another SpongeBob game. This is Clash of Triton. There was no console or Game Boy Advance or whatever. 2011, the Game Boy Advance wasn't a thing at the time. But yeah, there's no 3DS or DS or console version or anything. There's just the PC version of this game. And I'm not expecting anything good because the specials sure sucked. Let's be honest, it really was kind of stupid for a SpongeBob episode. But lastly, for SpongeBob games, we have Battlefront Key Bomb Rehydrate on PC, obviously, because as you guys know, I got every version of the game once it came out, and is the only one I can't play because I don't have a Steam account, which brings me to my subject I was going to talk about earlier. Yeah, I don't have a Steam account. And the reason why is because I deleted it, because I had one for a while, but it was taking up so much space on my desktop, and that's like 50 gigabytes, which is a lot considering my old desktop has only half a terabyte of space on it. So I had to delete it because I'm already taking up a lot of space by making these videos for you guys. So it, yeah, I just couldn't do it. And because I don't have a Steam account, I can't play this game. This literally requires a Steam account in order to play. Like it's ridiculous. Like no other PC game in my entire collection requires a Steam account to play. I know Steam is a fairly new thing, but why? I don't know. I honestly don't know. I mean, like, yeah, internet connection is required for activation, not to play. So, I just think that's ridiculous. Okay. Oh, one more thing. Actually, the whole reason I set aside the other game for this, when they first announced that Rehydrate is going to be on PC, I remember thinking to myself, "Hey, isn't this going to be an HD remaster of this game?" Please tell me I wasn't the only one thinking that. It's like when they announced that. Come on. Like, can you imagine HD remaster of this game, like right here? Like, wow. I mean, like, it's not even really that funny, honestly. I would legit actually like that, honestly, but no. Fortunately, that's not what it was. I should have known too at the time immediately, so I had to at least entertain the idea because it sounded interesting. Okay. Okay, next up we have Wall-E. This is the version I had of the game growing up, and I hardly played it, so I didn't really get past the first level. Not because the game was bad, just I guess my attention was divided or something. But either way, someday I'll get around to playing this again. Someday. Maybe in the year 2070 or something. I was trying to make a joke about the future, because, the game takes place in the future. Okay, we got one more franchise to get through, and it's actually just 2 games, but there's quite a bit to it, basically. We have the original Zoo Tycoon on PC, and I vastly prefer the PC version over what I've seen of the Xbox One version. I know that Zoo Tycoon was also available on the DS and eventually on the Xbox One, but I cannot imagine the DS version being any better than this, and I certainly can't imagine, especially from what I've seen of the gameplay, the Xbox One version being any better. Like, it just doesn't feel the same, honestly. I know it's kind of a cliche thing to say, but I honestly think that nothing, as far as the original Zoo Tycoon goes, nothing will top the original PC experience, basically. And it's just a fantastic game. I love pretty much the whole nature of it, basically, like the whole, like, building zoos, and like, I honestly, looking back on it and in future playthroughs, I cannot see myself like making the aquarium exhibits, like with the tanks and whatnot, especially with the orcas and whatnot. But you can also think of it as this way, at least they're not real animals, but I don't know. I just don't know how I feel about it these days. But the dinosaurs, dinosaurs are my favorite part of like the Zoo Tycoon games. Honestly, I know they were kind of a turn-off for some people, but for me, they were pretty awesome. Anyways, yeah, I haven't played it a lot recently, but I remember my mom she loved it growing up, and her love of that game kind of passed on to me, basically. And same goes for Zoo Tycoon 2. This version actually comes with a pen too, like a limited edition monkey pen, so that's pretty cool, and I still have it as well. And I'm willing to bet it probably still writes too, because like, you gotta keep in mind, the original Zoo Tycoon 2 came out in 2004, so 16-year-old pen, it still works. I think it came out in 2004, didn't it? Yep, 2004. But yeah, this is the original version. I remember thinking there weren't a lot of animals to it, but I still remember, I honestly love the interface with this game more than Rollercoaster Tycoon 3. But I still love Rollercoaster Tycoon 3, and as you know, I've actually gone back to it more recently than I have Zoo Tycoon 2. But Zoo Tycoon 2 is without doubt my favorite PC game of all time, and it always will be. Nothing can top Zoo Tycoon 2. Because there's no other PC game I've ever played that makes me feel more immersed in it, basically. And between, like raising animals too and getting to be around them, like even though they don't act realistically, and there are other issues too I'll get into more, but basically I got all the expansion packs to go through because I never got Zoo Tycoon 2, the Ultimate Collection, whatever it's called, which came out in 2008, I think. Yeah, so since 2008 there have been no updates to Zoo Tycoon 2, basically. And but there were quite a few expansion packs along the way from 2004 to 2008. And the first one was an endangered species, actually. But my mom actually got African Adventure first. Basically, I had a bunch of African animals, basically like 20 new species, basically, and also it had those little zoo tours where you could drive or ride in like a jeep around your exhibits, basically. And so after African Adventure came out, they eventually released what's called the Zookeeper Collection, which contains both both those expansion packs along with the original game. So this is how I got the taste of endangered species, was back in 2006 when this came out. So at that point I had all the original expansion packs, well, the first two obviously. And then still in 2006, I think in the same year actually, the same year, came Marine Mania, which gave us the marine animal exhibits. And again, I also, I kind of think about like what the animals in real life are going through whenever I create the tanks, whatnot, with the orcas and whatnot, like just all the marine animals. So I guess people are thinking about that, like just with zoos in general, though. Like zoos in general have gotten kind of a poor reputation, basically, in recent times. But it's especially the whole SeaWorld thing, where they just weren't taking care of the animals properly, giving them the proper space, which is not really possible in a captivity setting. But I don't know, at least especially with those marine animals where they have to swim and whatnot, they need plenty of space. But finally, in 2007, came the final expansion pack, which was Extinct Animals, and this is where, well, actually, no, there was still Dino Danger Pack, which brought in the 4 dinosaurs: the T-Rex, the Carnotaurus, Styracosaurus, and the Triceratops. It brought those 4 dinosaurs in, and those were the first dinosaurs into Tycoon 2. I remember that was very, very exciting for me, like having those 4 dinosaurs in Zoo Tycoon 2, because I remember loving the dinosaurs in Zoo Tycoon, hoping they would come back in Zoo Tycoon 2, and they did. And not only that, but then came Extinct Animals in 2007, which brought in so many more extinct animals and dinosaurs too. But you also had like all these Ice Age animals and stuff. It was just so cool. So, but yeah, we reached the end of my PC collection here, and as you can see, I basically love those mini business simulators, specifically zoos and theme parks. I don't really care for Railroad Tycoon or anything like that, which is weird because I love trains, but yeah, I just never really cared for those or anything else. I remember playing a little bit of like the original Sim City back in the day, very long time ago, and I just could not get into it. It's just doesn't have the same appeal as like raising animals or riding theme park rides, I guess. So who knows? But either way, otherwise today's been okay. It's been just a regular work day. I actually have the next 2 days off, so that's gonna be fun. Pretty much looking forward to that. Because like, especially when you get to spend it with this fur ball over here, yeah, makes it worth it. But yeah, I think otherwise I'm just gonna sit back, cuddle with my cat, and play some Rare Replay. And otherwise, I'll catch you guys on the flip side. I apologize about the missing videos the past 2 days. It's just been kind of, I had to work a closing shift and then go straight to an opening shift, so it kind of threw up my sleep schedule. So I apologize for that. That's why the videos came. No, not until now, basically. Did I say today was? I don't know if I said today was. Today's December 5th, I think, as you're seeing this. I think. Is it? No, my days could be actually off right now. It's actually December. No, I think it's 7th, interesting. December 7th. Yeah, that's right, because we're getting a shipment of Xbox Series X's tomorrow, so I'm going to be off from work, so it doesn't matter. And plus, especially it doesn't matter because I already have my Xbox Series X, so I'm not worried about that. But the thing is, today at work, or actually yesterday at work. Sorry, because I'm recording this just after midnight, so I'm thinking of like yesterday's shift basically. We actually had a shipment of PlayStation 5s. So we had like 20 to 30 people lined up to get them basically. So yeah, I had no hopes of getting it then. Honestly, I probably would have gotten it either way because like I have the money to purchase it, but I just don't. I'm not in a rush to get it basically because I already have my Xbox and I have a PS4 Pro and I only got that like a couple of years ago. So I might as well enjoy it still because it's not like they're gonna stop supporting it anytime soon. So yeah, I'm not too worried about it. Honestly, I'm not too worried about forcing myself into the next generation so soon. Even though I kind of do with the Xbox, but I didn't have the Xbox One X still. So yeah. Either way, folks, join us tomorrow for another video game console collection. Again, feel free to suggest which one you want to see next, but otherwise I'll just do another random one. I don't know what it will be quite yet, but I'll just pick a random one when the time comes. So, see you guys later. Thank you so much for watching this vlog. Bye-bye. Okay, see if I can do this time. Come on, I know I hit the right one.